twice in one day. What will you do? Maybe you don't watch this at all. And that's totally cool too. I hope you are having a wonderful Monday and enjoyed what felt like the first warm weekend we've had this year outside over the weekend. We had a ton of outdoor time. And so, with that, I did not do the newsletter recording over the weekend. I'm going to do it today. I just did a recording and published it a few minutes ago about our 3 open board of director positions on the Fairfield Harbour Property Owners Association. So if you're interested in what that process looks like, where to find the forms, where to find the POA resolution that allows for changes to the board mid-year, feel free to watch that video. It was less than 15 minutes, super informative. And I'll walk you through front steps and how to get to the nomination form in that POA resolution 2011-01. And with that, let's get started with the newsletter from last Friday. All right, here we go. This is what it looked like. The beacon is out. I will do another recording on the beacon. Probably won't happen today, but it's going to come soon. There was a lot of really good stories in the beacon this month. So more to come on that. Important dates coming up. The Property Control Committee meets next on March the 9th. Let's see, when is that? That's this week. That's this Thursday. So if you want to have any information submitted for the Property Control Committee to review this week on Thursday, you want to have that turned in by tomorrow. Tomorrow being, I think it's the 7th by noon, in order to have all of your information submitted and be on the agenda for this Thursday's meeting. The next regular POA board meeting is going to happen March 21st. And as I mentioned in the recording I did just a few minutes ago on the open board of director positions, those meetings are open from my understanding. So I would just, if you want to attend, make sure you let the office know just so they can ensure there's enough seating. But I plan to attend this month just so I can see how the meeting flows, and get some just additional information for myself as I make the decision whether or not to run for the board. And if I do run, what that platform would look like. So just food for thought. If you're planning to run for one of those 3 open positions, I hope to see you on the nomination ballot. Spring cleanup is happening now. They were on my street this morning. We are part of the, what do they call it? The shoreline. And bright and early this morning before 9 o'clock, they were out and picking up brush from my neighbors. And so that was really great to see. That's such a great service that our community offers. So if this is not your week, make sure that you're planning ahead for the weeks ahead, and we'll cover that calendar here in just a little bit at the end of this recording. And we have a parking lot sale coming up on April the 1st. So there's been a lot of information about that. There is an article in the Beacon, so I'm not going to belabor this point right now, but deadlines are approaching for you to purchase a spot if you have home goods or materials, crafts that you would like to sell at that parking lot sale. I thought this was funny, this cute little picture, what it feels like to pay your dues. This is not at all what it felt like to me to write those checks over the weekend. It was a completely different picture. But I do, with that said, appreciate everything that our dues afford us. I appreciate the folks that we support that maintain the gates. I appreciate everything that goes on to support our grounds and to keep our community beautiful. It's just real steep compared to a lot of other communities that feel just as nice around New Bern. I'll digress on that point for now, but I hope you feel just like this when you write your check for the dues, if you have not done that already. All right. Don't forget, I saw somebody post on Facebook, hey, on our dues notice, there was no deadline. The deadline is always May 1st. So even though it's not printed on that form, we announce it in the newsletter. It's in the Beacon. It's in the POA Board of Directors call for nominations, but the deadline dues go out on March 1st and are always due by May 1st. So, but I do think it's a great idea to be included in ongoing due statements, maybe next year and moving forward, having a deadline on there. I didn't actually look for it, but I kind of just always know it's May 1st. Some save the dates coming up. Alex Williams, and if I recall correctly, he was from the band Kool and the Gang back in the day. Now that I said that out loud, I might have that wrong, but that does sound right to me. But anyway, he is coming for live beach music at 6 p.m. at Pelican Park. That's on Pelican Drive, right here in our neighborhood. And that is sure to be a good time. There will be food trucks on site. Everyone is welcome. There will also be free popcorn and a chance to win a raffle prize. So please come out and enjoy that evening on April 15th with Alex Williams. And the event committee is doing a lot. I've had the distinct pleasure of meeting Mary and Devine with the events committee over the past couple weeks, and they are wonderful people. And I know that even though we can't always attend every event that they plan, they do put a lot of thought into the logistics for the events that are planned and produced for our community, and even things that they just fiscally or based on schedules cannot do. It's thought of. I have been super impressed with that group as we've been meeting over the past couple of weeks. So I'm excited about all the other things that they have planned for this coming year. The other thing I will note is earlier today, so if you're watching this on Monday, March the 6th, earlier today, maybe an hour or so ago, they did send out a survey. So if you log into Front Steps, I wonder if I'm still logged in here. You don't need to see my email. If you are logged into Front Steps and you go to your dashboard here, there is an event survey. Please take a couple of minutes to respond. If you click on it, it opens up in Google Forms and they ask you questions about whether or not you've been able to attend certain events that they've planned over the past year, what you liked about those events, what you didn't. And then there's an open-ended section. I think there were 2 or 3 of them asking like, what could they have done better about the events that have been produced in the past year? And what else would you like to see? So please take some time. I filled out that survey literally the minute it came out. So take some time and give some feedback because they do take it into consideration. And I know that they're excited about producing events for this community that build community and get people together. I'm not going to belabor this point either because I just did a quick little 15-ish minute video a little bit ago and published it today on March 6th. But there are 3 open positions for the board of directors. And so if you are considering nominating yourself for one of those roles or nominating someone else with their written permission, go ahead and click over to that video. I don't know how to make it appear here, but just navigate on the YouTubes over to that video for more information on that process, the upcoming timeline between now and the June annual meeting. And yeah, get your nomination forms in. I am very excited to see who all we see on there. I see a lot of interest on the social media platforms about having one of those positions. So I'm excited to see all the platforms that come out. Again, there's a parking lot sale coming Saturday, April the 1st. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to noon, and it's no fooling, okay? That'll be April Fool's Day. Maybe we'll see some pranks out in the parking lot. But the parking lot spots are $5 per slot, 1 slot per owned lot until all the spaces are full. So if you're interested in having a spot in the parking lot for that April 1st sale, please see the office and submit your $5. Okay. Again, we talked about spring cleanup. I'm going to save this for the end because we have the printout with the schedule. There is a declarations of restrictions update. I really enjoyed the one last week. What was that about? I want to say burning You can't burn rubbish or trash or really anything in Fairfield Harbor. And if you would like a gas burning fire pit at your place, you can always submit a permit request to the Property Control Committee. Again, you can do that by lunchtime tomorrow and be on the agenda for this Thursday. But propane tanks need to be screened. I think this was previewed in last week's newsletter as well. But every outdoor receptacle for ashes, trash, rubbish, garbage shall be installed underground, screened, or in a place such that it is kept not visible from any street, river, creek, waterway, canal, lake, or recreational area. It's a beautiful example of what the screening looks like for these propane tanks. Okay. I like the DORs, did you know? I thought about doing a series on the DORs so that I read them through in excruciating detail while I narrate them so you can listen to them while you're out on your bike or walking your dogs. But I think it's just always mindful. There's so many, the documents are so vast, and depending on where you are, they are different. And so I just think it's helpful for all of us to have a general awareness of what's included and where we can find those documents. If you don't know, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll be more than happy to put a hyperlink out there for you. Household hazardous waste recycling event is coming on Saturday, March 25th. So mark your calendars for that. They are going to be picking up cooking oils, drain openers, batteries, paints, automotive fluids, pesticides, max 10 gallons per vehicle for paint. Dry latex paint needs to be disposed of via normal waste collection. But if it's still liquid, paint thinners, or oil-based, feel free to take it to this event. This is part of the Coastal Environmental Partnership, and it's a public solid waste management authority that serves Carteret, Craven, and Pamlico counties. The CEB provides residents with an environmentally sound and cost-effective system of solid waste disposal and sponsors a series of household hazardous waste collection days in each of the 3 counties. Things that they do not take are gas cylinders, commercial waste, infectious, biological, or radioactive wastes, explosives, or ammunitions, and no mystery cans. Please make sure that everything is marked and labeled and they know what they're getting there. Don't try to hide anything. That's just cause for disaster for all involved, and that's not necessary. But if you have any questions or about the guidelines, what can and cannot be dropped off, the date, the location, please feel free to call 252-633-1564, or you can always email somer@crswma.com. Okay, these calendars. You know what? Mine's going to make it up here. It's hanging on the fridge downstairs now. But they are now $5. They still have calendars left at the office, and the photos are beautiful. Please go and pick up a calendar if you haven't already. They make great gifts. So if you know someone getting ready to move to the neighborhood, I'm talking to the real estate agents and or brokers that are helping with those closings. Maybe this is a great gift idea to go in your post-purchase gift. This could also be a great Christmas gift. Or, we've got some holidays coming up. Maybe it's an Independence Day gift. Maybe it's a raffle item coming up for a little event that you're doing. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of options here, but mine is full of things happening, school related, meetings related, things like that. But they are beautiful. A lot of the pictures in there are beautiful. So from the POA office, the Office Scoop, thanks to all the residents that have come to pay your annual dues. We appreciate the compliments we've received on the painting of the pillars and fencing by the gates. Our maintenance crews have been working hard to keep things nice for the community. New residents, don't forget to come in and register at the office. We have a nice welcome packet full of information, and you can sign up for the Friday new resident orientation sessions that are held at 10 a.m. Takes about 90 minutes, and you get a ton of information that helps you get acclimated to our wonderful community in a much faster way. And you can use that time to get the decal put on your car that helps the gates raise and lower if that is an area where you are going to be living. If you do need a decal, maybe you've bought a new car and you need a new decal, I will say that if you are new to our community, I think it's the first 2 decals are free whenever you register. And then beyond that, if you register any cars or change your driver's or your license plate or switch to a new car or whatever, any new decals are $5 each. But in order to get a decal on your car, there's a little card that they keep for everybody, and you just need your name, make, model, license plate number, and car color. Oh, and the year of your vehicle. Have all that information on file, and you'll get your decal. It's super fast. There is a payment portal to pay your dues. So our dues did come out March the 1st. Those are due by May 1st, and you can go on the portal to pay. And if you're not currently signed up on Front Steps, go ahead and do that. That should be a thing because there are new events that get posted. That's where all of our owner specific materials are, like declarations of restrictions and things like that. And then what else? You can also drop your dues off at the office, like it looks like so many have done already, and that's great. And you can also sign up on Front Steps to pay your dues on a monthly basis, and then that way you pay kind of incrementally month over month. And by the time dues notices come out next March, you're done. You don't even have to think about it. So consider that. All right. All right. You know what? While I'm here, I'm going to scroll back up, but don't forget that our office also has copying, faxing, scanning, and notary services available. So if you would like to use any of those services, super convenient to have those within our community. Please call the office to make sure that those devices, those printers, copiers, scanners are not actively being used for kind of some big mailing or something, and make an appointment and then just stop in and get what you need to get done. But I failed to mention Cindy's quote this week, and I'm sorry, Cindy, that it's so late in this newsletter. But no one's happiness but my own is in my power to achieve or destroy, by Ayn Rand. And that is so true. We can't make anybody else happy. We can actively destroy other people's happiness. I got so ticked off. I was telling someone earlier today, I think I was on the New Bern Good News page, Facebook page over the weekend, and someone was bad-mouthing our neighborhood. Someone was like, hey, we're considering moving to New Bern. Can anybody give us community-related information for places that we could look at? We're heading down in a week or so. I forget what they said, to take a look at some communities. And somebody was like, not Fairfield Harbour. And I was like, do explain. I mean, every community is going to have its flaws. We're people. Part of the human experience is that friction that comes because we are all unique individuals and we're not all going to just be cookie cutter and play by the same rules. But not Fairfield Harbour. I was like, we love it in Fairfield Harbour. I try to take every opportunity on all the non-Fairfield Harbour Facebook pages every time I see something like that to post a counter argument. But Lord, that lit me up on Saturday or Sunday whenever I saw it. We love it here. Because of things like this. St. Patrick's Day coming up. Call and make reservations because I have no doubt that the Harbor Point restaurant is going to be lit with the Down East Dulcimers playing from 5:30 to 8:30. 5:30, they're going to open and have Irish music, beer specials, and Irish food. So again, please call the Pointe restaurant. We'll go through that phone number here in a second if that's something that you'd be down for. It's going to be a good time. All right, this is from the clubhouse, from the golf course. OP 36 spring golf classes are signing up, is underway. You can call the pro shop or email Brian at bjoiner@harborpointgolfclub.com to sign up. Each class is 8 weeks, starting the week of March 20th and will run through the week of May 8th. That's also overlapping the tennis and pickleball schedule. So if you're interested in those, there are also still sign-up spots available for those. Also included are 4 9-hole tournaments where you get to put your skills to the test on the golf course. These will take place every other Friday starting at 5 p.m. on March 31st. Listed below are our current class times. So let's see if I can do this in an organized fashion. It looks like Mondays and Wednesdays is when they're going to meet. Mondays, men meet from 3 to 4, and women's classes meet from 4:15 to 5:15. Wednesdays, the women's meet from 3 to 4, and the men's classes meet from 4:15 to 5:15. I like how they switch them. So if you're not available in that hour on Mondays, you can attend the opposite hour on Wednesdays. The couples event's coming up also on March 17th. They will be hosting their first 9-hole couple outings of the year on March 17th at 3 p.m. This will be a St. Patrick's Day themed event, so make sure you wear your green. Sign up with your partner online through the website. This is sure to be a fun event with plenty of luck involved. Make plans to stick around after, make reservations at the Pointe, and you can just make it a whole evening. So from 3 to, 3 p.m. to like 5:30-ish. Play with your partner, and then you two go have some beer and snack at the Pointe restaurant while the Down East Dulcimers are entertaining you. There's also a dice game coming up on March 25th. So the 18-hole dice game tournament will be taking place at 9 a.m. on Saturday, March the 25th. This is a 4-person team event. However, you need to sign up online as a single. Teams will be made up by the pro shop using an ABCD format. If you've never played a dice game tournament, it's a lot of fun. After all players tee off on each hole, a die will be rolled. If it lands on 1, you'll take the A player's drive. 2 is the B player's drive. 3 is the C player's drive. 4 is the D player's drive. 5 is the worst drive, and 6 is the best drive. From there, teams will play a scramble format until the last ball is holed. A lunch will be provided for all players afterwards, and prizes will be awarded during the lunch hour. Okay, so the Pointe restaurant. I continue to see good things posted on a lot of our Fairfield Harbour Facebook pages. There are so many now. I just joined the veterans page today. My dad doesn't do Facebook, but I saw that there's a new veterans group in Fairfield Harbour. So I joined that on his behalf because they're going to start doing a breakfast, and I plan to take my dad so he can meet some other folks in the community. There's just a lot. If you go and just search Fairfield Harbour under groups, it is a laundry list of groups that are out there. So please try to get plugged in where it makes sense for you. But the Pointe restaurant is a good place to meet and maybe converse, meet someone new. They're open for breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays from 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. Lunch Wednesdays to Sunday from 10:30 to 5. And dinner is Wednesday to Saturday from 5 to 9. Live music Thursday. That's packed. So make a reservation. This week is going to be the Bears. The specials this week are the pizza burger and roasted salmon. So we went last week. I think it was on Wednesday. We went last week. It was the first day they were open that week. And my son had the pizza burger, and it was so huge. Like, we took half of it home, and he had it at lunch, like in his lunchbox the next day for school. It's a lot of food, but he said it was amazing. And that roasted salmon looks good. I've also seen calls to have the meatloaf, which was increasingly good. This week, I saw Debbie, I think her name's Debbie, post that. So maybe we can get the meatloaf just on constant rotation, I think was her ask. So we know the Bears are playing this week on Thursday. Karaoke's on the 16th. That's next week. Then we have St. Patrick's Day dinner with the Down East Dulcimers on the 17th. The food's going to be traditional corned beef and cabbage. Bob Laverty will be there on March 23rd and Blue Moon Jazz on March 25th. For information or to make reservations, please call 252-638-5338, and when prompted, extension 4. All right, the food truck schedule. When the Pointe is not open for business, make sure to patronize our food trucks. They're usually at the ATM parking lot. Monday, it looks like March the 6th and the 20th will be Maracay on Mondays. Tanya's Hella Fat Food will be here on Mondays the 13th and the 27th. Frank's Tuesdays, March the 7th and the 21st. And Dee Dee's Charburgers is on Tuesdays the 14th and the 28th. I really like how we laid that out. It's been very hard for me to get like a consistent format for a calendar that's like really easily organized, but this is great. So thanks for making that change. Reminder, with warmer weather coming up and everyone wanting to cool off, there are often risks when swimming or jumping from the docks. There are many boats coming in and out, as well as hooks and other fishing debris in the area that can cause injuries. Everyone be safe out there. I would also add that starting around mid-April, Ted told us when we moved in, the gators usually come in around tax time. And last year, I swear it was like 2 days before tax day. And sure enough, there was a gator sitting across from our dock. That was the first time we saw them last year. So if you're planning to jump from a dock anywhere in and around New Bern, I would also just, maybe jump with chainmail on or something like that, because I absolutely would not jump into the water seeing all the gators that we see across from our dock. So I don't know if you can still see them behind me. Well, I kind of moved them over, but I've been collecting all of my purses that I no longer need for the New Bern Women's Club drive. They are doing precious purses. They are also collecting gently used women's purses and bags for donation to local charities and supporting women. Also collecting personal items such as wallets, key rings, change purses, chapsticks, lips glosses, female products, hand lotions, etc. I've been collecting, when we travel, the shampoos and conditioners, lotions, things like that from our hotels, those that we don't use. And then we've purchased some kind of big chapstick bundles that we plan to submit with our purses. But if you have any questions, still have not seen the date, but I know it's coming up here in March. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Chris Skrotsky or Joan Campbell. Their numbers are here. They are our Fairfield Harbour Precious Purses team captains. So Chris's number is 252-571-8385, and Joan's number is 252-288-5129. All right. And then here's that spring cleanup. So again, they were cleaning up Pelican. I don't know if they got Pelican, but I know they started on Shoreline this morning. They were on Plymouth very early this morning before 9 a.m. So they'll be doing this section this week, March 6th through the 10th. Make sure if you are in the Gondolier Peninsula before Monday that you have your debris out on a tarp, preferably, for the team. And if you're not sure, again, which area of Fairfield Harbour you are considered part of, find your street name. That will thus be your Fairfield Harbour section from here forward. Okay, until otherwise notified. But the Gondolier Peninsula will be March 13th through the 17th. Harbor Pointe, March 20th through the 24th. Cara, all of it, March 27th through the 31st. And Marina Drive and Birdlands, April 3rd through the 7th. Please keep in mind your trash and debris, whatever yard waste you're wanting the community to take care of for you, needs to be out by the Monday, I think it said by 7 a.m. on the Monday, the week of your pickup. Anything put out after the week of your pickup will not be picked up. Plant materials only. Do not put your household litter in this pile. And it's helpful to put your debris on a tarp, not in bags. Branches, limbs must have a diameter of 10 inches or less. Length, not an issue, but they must be able to fit through the width of a chipper or a shredder. Okay? And with that, we conclude the March 3rd edition of the Fairfield Harbour newsletter. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you out and about in the next couple days. Talk soon. Have a good day, everybody.